Hey everybody, it's Rachel with Rachel Q Stitches. Welcome to my channel. Today is Tuesday, March 16th, 2021, and this is FlossTube number 11. If you're new here, thank you for coming. If you are new here, let me know down in the comments below how you found me. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate it. How's everyone doing this week? This week was exciting. I'll tell you about that, well, in a little bit. When I start talking about my projects, I'll give you our exciting news. But I did not get much done. I didn't finish what I wanted to finish. Like I said, some things happened this week, and so I wasn't able to stitch like I wanted to. But anyway, so let's get on to works in progress. I do have some finishes and a couple other things, so we'll see. Works in progress. This is a free stitch from Helen D here on YouTube. If you haven't gotten it, pick it up. I am changing the name of mine to the Easter Bunny. Yes, I was so excited. I was working on the peep here and I realized that I forgot the R on the Easter. So my Easter Bunny. Anyway, so later on today I will be ripping out the word bunny and restitching the whole thing. But I love it. It is on 14 count blue Aida that I got from my mom's stash. Thrift store flosses, no surprise there. Yeah, my mom loved marshmallow peeps. And so I am making this on a blue background with marshmallow peeps in blue in her honor. The last time she had a peep, she was in the hospital. We didn't realize it, but she was slowly fading, and I bought her some peeps and she couldn't eat them. She's like, oh, they taste bad, you know. She said nope, so she didn't even get to enjoy her last peep. But anyway, marshmallow peeps, the Easter Bunny. I thought about just leaving it and putting a little apostrophe there, you know, but I don't think my kids would appreciate their mom. You know, moms can't say stuff like that. Anyway, Green Salt Box by Pinker and Pumpkin. This is on 14 count coffee tea dyed Aida from probably Michael's or Hobby Lobby. I'm gonna say Hobby Lobby. I'm almost done. Not really. I still have my little sheeps with no fur. If you follow me on Instagram, well, first of all, if you follow me on Instagram, you realize the first mistake I made on this was I put 3 L's on jelly instead of 2. That one's just full of mistakes. But this one, I use a call for black. She called for black on the roof, and I had this little green spot, a little triangle, and the black roof, and I saw Yoshi from Nintendo. Yoshi's my favorite Nintendo character. The kids know that whenever we play anything in Nintendo, if we have to choose a character, Mom gets Yoshi. And so it just looked like Yoshi, and I didn't want a Yoshi house. So I changed it to a pewter gray. I think it looks better than the black. It was very full coverage, which it's thrift store floss. I don't know what brand it was, but it was black. And blacker than DMC black, and I know a lot of people like Anchor, so I wonder if it was a thing of Anchor. I don't know. But anyway, so there you go. I have the flowers and then the little part on the bottom. I'm hoping to finish it this week. I'm gonna probably finish it the same way that I have the pink house finished, and then they'll hang side by side in the spring season, because they're both very springy, even though this one I think might be more shamrocky, but I think they're both springy, so they'll hang side by side. So this is from Pinker and Pumpkin. And exciting news, I moved the Q-snaps on my Riolis sow. This is Feline Family. It is part of the Riolis, I have a thread hanging there, sorry about that. Part of the Riolis Stitch Along. It's a Instagram stitch along that they started. I think we're on week 10, and just got to post your progress every week. And so I finally moved the Q-snaps and started a new page and started the mom. And then I'll probably I think I'm going to stitch on this for a couple of days. Today is super, super busy. Our air conditioner in the back part of the house here died. And as most of you know, we are in South Louisiana. And summer is about to come upon us. And luckily, we're in the 50s in the evening. I sleep in a very cold bedroom. And so I haven't been sleeping very well, and I have a headache, sinus headache from that. But anyway, so today's a very busy day. I won't get much stitching done today, so I'll probably stitch it tomorrow, too. Just so I can try to get more done, because I would like to finish it. I would like to finish it this year. The SAL ends in April. I don't think I'll have it done by then, but I would like to have most of it done by then, so that I could maybe just put it on a not so busy day like Tuesday, and you know, hopefully get it done. My daughter likes it. I would love to have it done for her birthday, but I don't know if that's a possibility. I might have to put everything else aside in order to do that. This is Realist Feline Family. And then my Wednesday stitch. I got nothing done on my Wednesday stitch. And I say nothing done. I think I did, I'm not too sure. I did I Am, I believe. I don't think I had that done last week. And I started this one, which is Star of Judo or David. And I forgot the cover sheet, y'all. Today, with no air conditioner, headache, I just forgot all my cover sheets. So, sorry. But this is what I got done. And the reason I got nothing done was my oldest son, who lives in Nashville, texted me with this phrase: I need to tell you something. And this is the son, usually when something like, Mom, I gotta tell you something, or, you know, hey, are you really, really busy right now? I need to talk to you about something. Has historically not been good news. I was like, I put my thing down, said a little prayer, and I said, what's up, buddy? He said, I want to ask Tori to marry me. I said, well, but, you know, I said, how does she feel about it? He goes, I really think, you know, she feels the same way. So I was like, okay. I said, when do you want to do it? He said, tonight. I need you to help me with a ring. Now, he's in Nashville. I'm in Louisiana. So he sent me pictures of rings, and he showed me what he liked, and so it was this constant texting back and forth of pictures and rings and prices, and she's a very down-to-earth girl. It's a very pretty ring, not extravagant. Aaron is extravagant as he can be. Would rather have a very modest ring that's real than a flamboyant ring that one puts him in debt, which they're both realizing that that's not a good thing, and so that's good. They're young. They're realizing that young, and so he's engaged. She said yes. He texted me later that afternoon, and he said, oh, by the way, she said yes. So we're excited. We really, really like her. She's sweet to him, which is good. She's very nice. She's very kind. She's a hard worker. So that's, you know, they're both working hard on getting their life going. You know, and I told him, I said, you know, some people do this on their own, but sometimes I think it's better to go through this together, because then you're kind of on the same page. You know, you're not with somebody that later on you find out doesn't maybe hold to the same spending philosophy as you. Now that's off subject, but anyway, I'm gonna get a new daughter. So we told our other kids. I said, do you want me to tell Zane and Lydia? And he's like, yeah, you can tell them. And so I spread the news, put it on social media. I didn't put it on my sewing Instagram page. I don't know how he'd feel about his picture all over a bunch of strangers, but anyway, so we're excited. No date yet. I haven't asked if they set a date. You know, I don't know how she is. I know if it were up to him, they would probably just go to a justice of the peace, get married, and call it done. So I don't know exactly how she is about that. You know, whether she's wanting a big wedding, or like I said, they're both trying to pay things off. So I have no idea. But anyway, so we're getting a daughter, and I'm excited about that. I've always hated the phrase daughter in love. I don't know why. I know a lot of people say it, and I think it's sweet, but I just don't like it. And so we just say we have a new daughter. So we're excited about that. Yay! So anyway, so that's why the names of Jesus got hardly anything done except for I am and that star. Anyway, so my husband played golf Saturday, which is, you know, it's a weekly thing. He plays weekly, so you know, I don't know why I say it every time, but anyway, so I sat in my sewing room and I got some finishing done. I was kind of bummed because there were some things I needed to get done, and I did a couple of projects, and then my sewing machine decided the timing needed to go out, and so I have to bring it in. Luckily, I have a little backup that I sew on, but it was in storage, and so when my husband got home, I said, hey, we need to go get my spare sewing machine. This one's not doing good. But when I bring it in, they're both brothers, and so they use the same plug and foot pedal, but when I bring my big one in to get repaired, I have to bring the foot pedal and the plug with it, so I won't be able to sew for a while. But anyway, but I got some finishing done. So the first one is chickens. It's Pinker and Pumpkins, Chickens on a Sled. Not quite sure, but I did it. I painted this black, and then I found this little chiffon-y, ruffly trim that kind of you know, filled in the blank spaces. I added, this is from a vintage sheet, and this is some vintage rickrack from the Creative Reuse store. And then what I did was I did the same thing with the Valentine chickens right here, and I just need to find something to go around, another ruffle. I'm gonna go to Hobby Lobby or Joann's or something. And again, this is right here, this is from a vintage sheet, and then this is vintage rickrack. And these are some buttons just that I had. Funny story, I had used a water erasable pen to mark the corner, and it didn't come out. It did not water erase. Nope. So there it is. So this is love, and then what I'll do is this will be my chicken box, and so I'll just stick it in here next Valentine's Day. So I'm hoping to do all of her chicken pieces and just keep them in that little box. Oh, and this little tray dealie is from the Dollar Tree. I just painted it black, and magnet on the back is holding it in. And I did the collector. I collect. These are so this is being made for a member of my family. It is, this part got cut off. It's not the best. I should have moved this up, but oh well, it's done. These are buttons from my mom's button tin, and so it's a gift. Maybe I'll tell next week. I don't know if they watch. I don't even know if they know I have a FlossTube. If you know, hey, I'll be over Friday. So my mom's birthday is Friday. She would be 75, and so this is a gift to them for her 75th birthday. On her birthday, I will be starting the Joyeux Noël, but I don't know how much I will get done because at 9:30 I have a doctor's appointment with my thyroid doctor. I have a nodule that has been slowly growing on my thyroid. Well, I say slowly growing. It's there. I don't think it's grown much. It's at the right at the border of being where they start to worry, size-wise. Just like my thyroid levels are low, but they're still within the normal range. I'm like, really? Can we try maybe get them more into normal range than on the low end of the normal range? But it is, you know, they don't do anything unless it's like, oh my goodness, it's out of the normal range. Yeah, well, it's been close to teetering on that, you know. You don't grab hold of somebody when they're teetering on the edge of the cliff. You wait till they fall. So anyway, but anyhow, what are you gonna do? So I have a doctor's appointment Friday morning at 9:30, and then I'm gonna go deliver that. So I do not know how much stitching I'll get done. on Joy Noel, but I will start it on my mom's birthday since she did. And again, I don't have the picture. Nope. It's the Orophyll by Susan Ake. It's the 12 Days of Christmas, which my mom collected. And since we have French heritage, Joyeux Noël was appropriate. So there you go. Anyhow, so this might be an actual short video. I'm at 15 minutes already, and I feel like I'm just breezing through. But I was watching Vintage Stitcher yesterday, and she did a top 10, and she kind of challenged us to either video our top 10 or post our top 10 in her comments. So if you do not have a YouTube channel, if you want to go ahead and put your top 10, they're kind of top 10 facts about me, top 10 things I like, top 10 whatever. So I'm going to do my top 10, and I don't have visuals because I just don't. Anyway, so my top 10 things about me in no particular order. I love my crock pot. I'm not gonna lie, I have 4 of them. My daughter actually has one for when she lives in the apartments, and my son has one for when he lives in the apartments. But I love my crock pots. I actually use one when I used to dye yarn, wool yarn, with Kool-Aid, and I actually I saw a lady who dyed her floss. I can't remember who it was, but she did that in with Rit dye, and she just took all her floss off the skeins and tied them in knots and stuck them in a crock pot with warm water and some dye and let it soak. And that's pretty much how you do the wool yarn. But anyway, I'm getting off subject. My crock pots. I love my crock pots. There's just some days I need to just throw a roast in a crock pot and call it done. And anyway, that's my number 1. Number 2, my planner. I have tried tons and tons and tons of planners. I've tried happy planners. I've tried Hobonichis. I've tried different planners, and I found absolutely none that I liked. I'm a list maker. I make lists. In fact, I recently discovered the Remind app on my iPhone. And I'm like, this is me right here. This is me. So I am a list maker. And so my planner is my pocket Moleskine, however you want to pronounce it, daily diary. That's it. That's all I do. See? Post Riolas. Email foundations. Mail my eBay package, which means I sold something, which means I can buy something. Stitch Riolas. What does that say? Oh, film FlossTube. This is what I do. This is how I remind myself of things I need to do. If I have a doctor's appointment, I go write it on the top of the page. When I get it in the beginning of the year, I write down birthdays. So here's my sister-in-law's birthday and my grandfather's, my mom's birthday. I just use a little sticker. And this is it. But it's what I do. I can look back and see when the last time I stitched on pandemic. Poor pandemic, y'all. I'm gonna get back to it, I promise. I take notes in it. If I know that notes aren't going to fit on the space, I'll use a post-it note. I use note cards in it. It gets chunky by the end of the year, but this keeps me sane. I need to finish my monthly tabs, but I just use post-it tabs. This is my planner. Not very exciting, but it works. It functions. I don't like all the different charts and trackers and all that kind of stuff. I'm a list maker. Number 3, I am a clearance junkie. I love things on clearance. Hobby Lobby is supposed to be having their cross-stitch kits on clearance soon. That's when I got my Riolas kit. I actually paid $8 for it. I think it was a $25 Riolas kit, and so I love clearance. I buy a lot of things on clearance, which means I have probably more than I need, which is why I sell things on eBay. iPad games. I play iPad games. There's one in particular I play. It's called Township. It's a farming game. I had a farm. I don't know why I play farming games, but it's my escape from reality when I need it. iPad games. Dumbo. See Dumbo? Dumbo. I have been collecting Dumbo since I was 2. I've always loved elephants, and so Dumbo was given to me by my uncle. I was in his wedding, and fell in love with Dumbo, fell in love with the story. I'd cry when I was little when I'd watch Dumbo, and then as I got older and married and realized that I could not have kids, and I watched other people's babies being born to them, I cried even more when I'd watch Dumbo's mom just not have a kid. And then when she finally had her kid and people made fun of her kid, I felt her rage. So I love Dumbo. I love everything about Dumbo. And in fact, my youngest son had kind of big ears, not when he was a baby, and he laughs. He goes, "Look, Mom, I was your Dumbo baby." I'm like, "Stop, don't." But, you know, I love Dumbo. Number 6, I hate shoes. I would go barefoot everywhere if society would be okay with it. I absolutely hate shoes. My dad used to joke and say, "You can tell when Rachel's home because her shoes are by the door." As soon as I walk through the door, I drive without shoes on. I take my shoes off as soon as we get in the car. As soon as I get home, I would take them off in church. I used to take them off in church when I'd wear heels. I would take my shoes off in church. I know. I don't like shoes. I don't like them at all. I love jewelry, but I never wear it. I never wear jewelry. I wear earrings, and I only started wearing earrings about 4 years ago. My ears had closed up, and I sat there and poked through them, and it wasn't bad. I mean, I would every now and then I would put some earrings in, and so they kind of stayed open for the most part. I got my first earrings when I was 6. I got my second piercings when I was 15, I believe. So I wear earrings. I wear them all the time. If I took them out, I would forget to put them in the morning, so I just sleep with them on. It's no big deal. But I love jewelry. I have my mom's costume, my grandmother's costume jewelry, and I love it. And I wish I could, but it bothers me. Around my neck, hanging earrings bother me. I'll wear them. Like, I have some really nice pieces. I have a piece that was a blue topaz that my dad bought for my mom. And they never had. My mom wore costume jewelry in high school, but as she got older, she didn't wear much jewelry. And so when she passed away, he had it set for me. And so I have that, and I wear that on special occasions. And, you know, I have my wedding band, which my anniversary band, my 10th anniversary band, a stone fell out. We have to go get it fixed. I wear that I never take that off. But I love jewelry. I love looking at it. I love how pretty it is. I think, you know, I could tell my husband I just want a few nice pieces that I can wear without, I'm not one that has like all this costume jewelry, except for my mom's and my grandmother's. I love anything vintage, which is probably why I like their jewelry, because anything vintage, you know, I love vintage sewing things. I have some vintage patterns. I have vintage sewing machines. I just love the look of vintage. I think that everything was pretty back then. It was decorative, you know. Now things are, I don't know, they're, you know, like vintage sewing machines, you know, they look like, some of them look like cars, and they were beautiful colors, and, you know, they were just so pretty and elaborate, and they were heavy duty, and they were strong, and there's just something about them that just, they were made to last. I mean, think about it. I love anything vintage. In fact, I joke with my husband, tell him he's my vintage. My husband, for those of you that don't know, is only 9 months older than me. So, but I always kid him and tell him he's my old man. Number 9, I love meal replacement shakes. I'm not gonna lie. I know that's weird, especially the keto ones. I drink them once a day. I don't eat during the day. I just don't get hungry. I for the most part, I watch the amount of carbs and sugar that I eat, because I know it does affect me. I just love them. I drink them. I know, weird, odd, but I was having a hard time coming up with things. But I love my keto shakes. And number 10 is I am a mess. I am a mess. I'm a mess in the way I do things. I am a mess in my life. My life is a mess, but for the grace of God. My husband is very neat. He is very tidy. His mother is very, very neat. In fact, funny story is my nieces, when my mother-in-law was in the hospital, my nieces who live next door to her were like, hey, we're going to go clean Mama's house so it's good and clean when she gets back so she feels welcome. And she told me, she said, Aunt Rachel, she said, I went to empty out her hamper so that I could wash the clothes, and her dirty towels were folded inside the hamper. Yes, she said, I'm done. I'm done. Nothing I can do to this house will make it clean for her. And my husband, when we were first married, he brought home shirts. I kid you not. I kid you not. They could have stood up on their own. She's never changed the layout of her house, of her furniture. Pictures are exactly where they were before. She's very neat. Very, very neat. When we first got married, my husband wanted nothing on the kitchen counters, and I looked at him and said, you cook in this kitchen? He said, no. I said, then we're going to have stuff on the kitchen counters. So, you know, over the past 30 years, we've given and we've taken. He allows this room, my sewing room, to be as messy as it needs to be, and for me to function. And I make sure the rest of the house is tidy. But I'm a mess. I don't clean as I cook. I clean after, or he does. Because sometimes while I'm cooking, he's cleaning, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I am a mess. I am a mess. Sorry. Okay. I have a topic I want to ask y'all. And I posted this on the Stitching 911 group on Facebook. And when I got back into cross stitch, I had found some things that belonged to my mom. We had just moved back when my mom passed away. A lot of my stuff was in storage, and then I inherited all of her stuff, which was in another storage, and everything was in storage. And I would go to storage, and I still do this because I still have tons of stuff I haven't gone through yet. Every week I get a couple boxes, I go through them, figure out what I want to do with them, bring some stuff to my brother, or toss, or whatever. Just, it's a lot of stuff. And I found some things that belonged to her, and I started stitching. And then I don't know what got me on YouTube one day, but I looked up cross stitching, and there was a lady there, and her name is Laura, and I'll try to remember to post her link below. But she did diamond painting, and I was like, what is diamond painting? Weird. And so I watched her videos on diamond painting. I was like, it doesn't interest me. But then one day she pulled out stamped cross stitch kits, and this isn't the stamped like you know, the baby bibs and stuff like this. Was stamped on Ada, and she showed herself doing it, and she showed several kits. I thought those are kind of cool, so I followed her links, and I went and I purchased a couple. And of course they were from China, so you know it took about 8 weeks to come in. And in the time of them coming in, I started getting on some Facebook groups and realized that they were knockoffs. Okay, they were stolen. They were stolen designs. So here's one right here. This is a, I'm going to take it out. This is a Joy Sunday kit. It is a stolen design from a Dimensions stocking. So basically they took the design of the stocking and they filled it in, and they made this. This is as far as I can tell. I have several of these things. I had actually worked on one. I got it in first, and I started working. It's almost done, and it is a Dimensions Gold kit, a knockoff of one. So, my question is, would you do these? What would you do with them? I paid for them. I have the floss. I have everything. I love stitching on them because I stitch on them in the car, or when, like, if I have a really, really bad headache and I can't count, and stitching calms my brain a lot of times. And so a lot of times I'll do something that I don't have to think about. And this I don't have to think about. I just, you know, you just fill in the squares. And honestly, I'm not, I mean, there's sometimes when it's kind of like off a little bit. But I mean, you can, you know, if you use your brain, you can figure it out. I started this one it's basically, you just, yeah, you fill in the little dots, the little squares. Like I said, it calms my brain. This is 11 count. I didn't realize it was 11 count when I bought it. It relaxes me, and I can do it in the car or on an airplane when I don't want to spread my floss out everywhere. So what would you do with them? That's my thought. That's my question for y'all. Ethically, I know now that they're stolen. They're, you know, they break copyright rules, which I don't think, sorry, but a lot of these companies don't care about U.S. copyrights. You know, I do know that there are some copyright, you know, if you change a couple of things on a copyright, you're okay. I don't know how that works in this area, but I will never buy another one again unless I know that it's not. There are some designs on there that I know are not, you know, copyright infringement. And I do, I mean, I have a couple. I have about 5 of them. So, I mean, you know, in those times when I need to stitch on one, I don't stitch on it for very long. Usually it calms my head enough to where I can pick up a regular cross stitch and counted cross stitch and do it. So what would you do with them? What would you do if you had about 5 or 6 of these kits that you paid for? I think I paid $8 for this. Not a lot of money, but $8. One of the ladies did have a suggestion, and she did say buy another chart from one of the designers. One of the designers is one that I love. It's the Nativity. It's huge. It's about 3 feet this way and this way. It's huge. And I do know that Heaven and Earth is a authorized charter of that particular design. So I thought about actually buying that chart just to make myself feel better. Be right. Do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? What would you do? What would you do? I mean, this is a actual discontinued dimensions design. The 2 designs that I have that I know are dimensions are discontinued. One is a lavender and lace, I believe. It's the Noel women. You know, they have the spring, the fall. I think that's lavender and lace. I'm not sure. I don't think they make those anymore. I mean, you can still get the charts, you know, obviously on eBay and whatnot. So, tell me what you do. You know, I had been out of cross stitching for about 20 years, and so I wasn't really, you know, there was a lot of things that had come out in that time that I wasn't aware of. So, tell me in the comments below, what would you do? What would you do with these kits? Let me know. So, that is it for today, and I actually rambled on for 32 minutes without realizing it, and I think that's all I have for y'all. Y'all have a good week, good weekend, get some stitching done. I hope to get some done, probably not today because of the air conditioner, but we will see. And y'all have a blessed day. I'll see y'all next week. Bye-bye.